When Myanmar's feared junta captures alleged dissidents and resistance fighters, this is what happens to them. Al Jazeera obtained these videos, offering a unique window into the brutal techniques used by rank-and-file soldiers in the Civil War. Lim filmed the video during October 2021, when serving as a guard on a military base in Mandalay region.
I saw two people being beaten. Others also witnessed it. In the morning, when I restarted my duty, I saw one of them was dead and witnessed military members carrying the body out. There was no rule of law. If they wanted to beat someone, they would beat them. If they wanted to kill, they would kill. After that, they would just throw away the body.
Other defectors claim such violence is common during interrogations on military bases.
I witnessed many instances of torture.
Personally, I witnessed around 30 people who died because of torture during interrogations.
Here in Myanmar, the fear of the military's brutal tactics permeates the civilian population. Across the country, millions of people are displaced because of airstrikes and ground attacks from infantry soldiers. But a defector who worked as a technician in the junta's air force says their capacity to attack is under serious strain. Leaked photos expose desperate measures where cargo planes are used to drop poorly made bombs using household plastic piping.
The biggest challenge for the junta at the moment is insufficient ammunition and aviation fuel for jet fighters. The ammunition that is bought from abroad does not arrive on time. That's why there's a need for ammunition.
Where you got it?
In a statement, the military denied these allegations, asserting that they continue to build modern weaponry, adhere to international armed conflict laws, and don't cause mass displacement across Myanmar. Drew Ambrose, Al Jazeera, Damoso, Myanmar.
For more on this, and joining us now is Khin Ohmar. She's the chairperson for Progressive Voice, a human rights organisation focused on Myanmar. Thanks so much for being with us here on Al Jazeera. As we heard there, there's long been accusations of human rights abuses. We saw only a few examples in that story. Can you just talk us through some of the worst atrocities that the junta has been accused of and just how prevalent it is?
Well, the Myanmar military junta, when they tried to stage the illegal coup in 2021, the whole Myanmar people rose up against them. So in response, what we see is the Myanmar military really applying the collective punishment in forms of many grave human rights violations and also atrocity crimes. So these atrocity crimes and grave violations include surveillance, mass arbitrary arrest, imprisonment, torture, and ill treatment, including rape and sexual violence in the prisons and detention centers, interrogation centers. And there are also summary executions happening in the detention centers. And all these Myanmar military troops, when they attack the resistance forces, they burn down all the civilians, villages, towns, and also they commit mass killings and also gang rapes. So the mass killings, they already committed over 300 incidents already, which each includes at least 5 people of killing. And there are also these non-stop ground attacks and airstrikes. Airstrikes happen to be one of the most lethal for the people. So until now, in the last 4 years, over 6,000 airstrikes the Myanmar military launched against the civilians. I will repeat it again. 6,000 airstrikes against the civilians, including young children playing in the ground in the school in the middle of the daylight.
It's a remarkable high number. Yes. Can you just talk to us about the cumulative effect of that? I mean, the scare tactics, people having to live with that threat.
Well, the scales of the human suffering on the ground has come to be further more and more intensifying. So we are now having nearly 4 million people who are internally displaced, most of them children, elderly, pregnant women, and also the current political prisoners in prison are over 22,000. That includes over 600 children and over 6,000 women. And I think there is already over 100 political prisoners who died in the detention from ill treatment and torture. So humanitarian aid being blocked to those 4 million internally displaced. So even though there are UN agencies, INGOs in Myanmar, they have no access to these most vulnerable population because military intentionally and deliberately blocked and weaponized the humanitarian aid. So the situation is really, really challenging. Even in October alone, there are 192 airstrikes, killing over 150 people and injuring over 350 people. Yeah.
We heard in the story that we just played that one defector said, who was working with the Air Force, said the junta's capacity to attack, its military power is under serious strain at the moment. Can you just give us an idea if that's your understanding and how limited it is right now?
It is very limited. One reason is because in the central area of Myanmar, that is the stronghold for the Myanmar military to recruit the new soldiers. They haven't been able to recruit anyone over the past 4 years, more than 4.5 years already, because the central Myanmar itself, all the population is against the Myanmar military, you see. So they are not able to recruit the new ones. And that's the very reason they are actually now enforcing this conscription law. So the young men and women between 18 to 35 years old are forcibly abducted and forced into the army to kill their resistance or be killed by the resistance. So it's a very, very serious situation. But the airstrikes are actually coming. These weapons are sold by China, you see. Combatant drones, fighter jets, and these are also by the China. So we have a problem because China is aiding and abetting the Myanmar military to kill the Myanmar people. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We'll have to leave it there. We've run out of time, unfortunately. We do really appreciate you speaking with us here. That is Khin Ohmar with Progressive Voice. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Don't miss out the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.